And good evening from the Family Sports Center in Centennial, Colorado. This is the CPHL Championship game. Tonight's featured matchup is the Valor Christian Eagles taking on the Monarch Coyote, known as the Yotes. I'm Manny Furtado for Shaw Hockey Productions. Glad to have you on board here this evening for tonight's championship tilt. As Valor comes in ranked number 1 in this CPHL season, as they came in with a 10-1 record. The only blemish was a loss to East, a rematch of last year's high school championship game in the Chassa. But they've gone on a tear, and they have outscored their two opponents in this playoff season, 13-2, beating Resurrection Christian 6-1 and Ralston Valley 7-1. As for Monarch came in with a 4-6 record during the CPHL season. And they had a period in which they went 0-5, losing to Regis, Fort Collins, RV, Cherry Creek, and Valor by a combined total of 7-18. But that didn't stop them. They came into the playoffs beating Castleview 2-0. And then they beat Cherry Creek 4-3 in a shootout. And earlier this week, they beat Regis 4-3 in an overtime game. So that sets the stage here for this evening. Valor is coached by George Gwozdecki. He's got Adrian Wiedemann and Sean Capel on the bench. And for Monarch, it is James Dexter along with Steven Strunk, Hogan Jones, and Yutta Young on the bench for Monarch. As Monarch comes in dressed in their black and gold, Valor in their home whites with their navy blue, Columbia blue, and white jerseys trimmed out with a bit of gold. In goal for Monarch is going to be Simon Holstein, number 29. He's backed up by Josh Ringen, number 33. And for Valor, it'll be Cooper Robinson, the junior netminder, who's backed up by Trudeau Coffey, number 33. And here's the lines for Valor. It'll be Noah Fekete, number 20, with Henry Barnes, number 27, to his right. Maddox Charles, number 23, to his left. Number 12 is Alec Alfieri at one wing. Garrett Coveney, the centerman of that second line, number 9. Brooks Wright, number 15, is the other winger. Owen Walsh, the senior centerman, has senior Ben Larson, number 18, to his right, and junior Daniel Galushko, number 17, to his left. Andrew Jenkins, who's been a pleasant surprise during these playoffs, number 24, and Carter Charles, number 16, are the two remaining forwards. Lucas Nadler is out. The D line looks like this for Valor. Simon Tarosian, number 6, paired with Aiden Owen, 7. Chase Whitmore, 25, with Nicholas Morona, number 11. And Mark Ladwig, number 8, paired up with Jeremy Muir. Number 10, Edward Chen, is the extra defenseman. We are just about set to go from the South Suburban Rink. Yeah, a lot of storylines here, as Valor and Monarch set to face off for the CPHL Championship, which helps determine who goes to USA Hockey's High School National Championship. 17 minutes are up on the board. Garrett Coveney's line is out there. And we are ready as Brodsky sets in to take the face-off for Monarch. And off the face-off, puck is tipped by Brooks Wright, back over to Aiden Owen. Owen surveys, finds Tarosian, and Tarosian moves it up the near side wall. Back over to Brooks Wright. Wright takes the shot. It's deadened off a stick there of Mansfield, number 8. The pass in front goes all the way to Tarosian. Slides it over to Aiden Owen, his first shot. And that one is deflected into the near side. Tarosian punches it around over to the far side. As Alfieri gives chase, he loses his stick there as he got hacked from behind. Play continues. And Coveney's got it again. Coveney steps in just inside the blue line. But his pass is taken away, and Monarch moves it up with Mansfield taking the red line and sending a shot in on Robinson. Robinson will hold, and we have the game's first whistle at the 16-13 mark of this first period. As we mentioned, Cooper Robinson came in. He has been stellar in the playoffs, with a .941 save percentage as he sets up there in your foreground, as Noah Fekete, the senior centerman and point leader of this Valor squad, takes the faceoff. Pass just behind Maddox Charles. He's got a brother out there, Carter Charles. number 16. We'll talk about them as they touch. Here comes Felt, Vincent Felt, who's one of the leading point getters. He's also the leading assist man for this Monarch squad. Puck punches free, and it's picked back up by Whitmore, the defenseman. Whitmore comes down on his off-wing side, sends it back over to Maddox. Charles can't handle the pass, and Swale with the puck over on the far side. Charles has it. Charles takes the shot, and the rebound comes back over to the near side circle. Tucked back low as Fekete gives chase. He's taken off the puck. Fekete battling down there with Barnes. The loose puck comes free, and Sale has it. Sale moves it back over to the far side. It escapes Morona, and Monarch goes for a line change, and Valor looks for an opportunity, but Fekete is offsides. We're scoreless here in this first period of this championship game. And as I mentioned, these squads played earlier in the CPHL season with Valor coming out on top 4-1. As the pass misses the mark from Muir, and so we're coming back the distance. George Gwozdecki along with Sean Capel. Capel on the forward side of the bench, and Adrian Wiedemann, the DU alum, on the defensive side. As Jenkins takes that face-off, puck is punched back over to the slot, and it dribbles up and out of the zone. Punched back in and given chase is Rosenberg. Rosenberg glances over his shoulder, tucks it up the wall, finds Freeze. Freeze tips it there, and the puck on the shelf line. Rosenberg fishes it back over to the near side, and Chan chases it down as he's got Jenkins on his backside. Murr jams it up the boards, held up there as Den Hartog. Number 2, the big 6'8" defenseman there, tries to hold the line. Puck squirts free, and it comes back over to Chance. Chance dumps it in. Cooper Robinson has it skip over his stick, and Muir with a long pass finds the mark. There's Carter Charles and a punch pass back over to Alfieri. Alfieri tries to get the handle of it, comes back down into the corner. Jenkins bodied up there and looks for some support as Mansfield is on the near side trying to move it out. Puck is moved back over, and Carter Charles with the puck. Dancing there, looks for a man up high, dances back over in between the slot, loses the handle as Aiden Owen activates from the D line. Owen with the puck back behind Holstein's cage as he's checked. Continues to battle there in the Zam ice there right by the boards. He gets hung up, and the puck is moved out by Monarch back out to center. Puck is picked back up. Larson taps it aside, and Larson steals the puck, brings it into the Yotes zone. He's forced wide. Mansfield's there. Turned back over to Aiden Owen. Owen to Simon Trosian. His shot deadened off a shin pad. Another opportunity by Galushko, and the loose puck is scooped up by Olofsson. That's Jesper Olofsson. He's got a brother here in attendance here today, Freddie Olofsson. We'll catch you up to the family stories in a moment here. As the puck is poked free, and moving the puck up and out is Rowan. Rowan brings it in with the shot, and the first save of the game for Cooper Robinson is a big one as a 2-on-1, and Monarch had an odd man rush and brought it right in as Rowan had a perfect opportunity. Gavin Rowan, but he couldn't convert, and Cooper Robinson put a marker on that one. It remains 0-0 here, just inside the 13-minute mark of this first period. Robinson only allowing 2 goals in this playoff series, and there's the shot. It's redirected up and into the netting off the stick of Chase Saul. Saul had 1 goal this season, and the defense for Monarch has yet to put in a goal in the playoffs. They had 8 goals during the regular season. As the puck comes back over to Galushko, protecting it as he's pressed by Wiener. Wiener, number 20, is checked off the play by Chase Whitmore, and the pass is almost an assist from Galushko. Back up high as Chase Saul wound up. He gets his 2nd shot of the game this far, and Cooper Robinson will hang on to this one as he slows things down for Valor. Valor had a little bit of trouble there and an errant pass. So Garrett Coveney, this is the This line here has 4 goals in the playoffs thus far, so one of the top performing lines for Coach Gosdecki. As Chirosian one-hands it back up the wall. Held up there as Alfieri collides in the puck in the Valor bench. And the whistle and the faceoff will stay inside the Valor zone. One more time here as Monarch and Simon Chan will take the faceoff. As Chan off that faceoff, it's won by Valor, and Aiden Owen has time. Owen banks it back over to the near side. Brooks Wright has to retreat. Coveney was looking for the tip play, but it's poked back into the Valor zone. And now the stretch pass finds Alfieri in an odd man rush. Alfieri lays it off over to Brooks Wright as Wright was looking for Coveney just beyond him. Puck is fished up and moved back by Chan back behind the cage and around the near side to Rosenberg. Rosenberg on the mark to Chan, and Chan will dump it in on goal, and this time Cooper Robinson will hang on to it as Monarch has a strong forecheck, and they're forcing these offensive zone faceoffs or defensive zone faceoffs in Valor's end. And now stepping out is Brodsky, as Brodsky has Davila, number 15, sitting right back behind him, but Valor wins the faceoff, and Muir guides it back up the boards. It's tipped there, and a good defensive play by Trey Chance at the D-line. Puck right through the blue paint as looking for the puck there was Alfieri. Fekete tries to move it up the wall. The puck is picked back up, and the shot, loose puck in front on the doorstep. Davila had a good shot at that. Davila had 11 goals this season. He's number 15, so keep an eye out for Jack Davila. Davila led this team during the regular season with 11 goals. And it wasn't even close. Vincent Felt had 6 goals, but Felt led the team with 9 assists. So here we go. Jackson Brodsky will take this faceoff again, won by Valor, and Morona back behind as he got tied up with Davila. Davila put a check on him. And the puck comes back out to center. Chance tries to jam it back in for Monarch, and the puck is poked back over to the near side. Maddox Charles, the freshman, hands it off to Barnes. Barnes loses the handle, chased down into the corner by Chance. Chance lifts a stick, and Brodsky has it stripped off his stick by Fekete. Back down to Barnes. Maddox Charles moves into position, but the shot just goes through, and the whistle there, as perhaps the net came off the moorings. Valor had an opportunity there, as you saw it, as the puck was driven in deep. Maddox Charles, good-looking freshman. Maddox Charles had 5 goals. His brother Carter Charles equaled him during the regular season, but in the playoffs, Carter Charles has gone on a tear. He's got 3 goals in 2 games. As Morona moves it down into the corner, Alfieri looks for it, and Felt has it. Felt with the head up surveys, and his pass deflected, but he picks up the loose change and moves it past Jenkins. Back out to center. It's put in off the referee as Whitmore challenges, and this time Robinson holds. So Monarch has 10 seniors on this team, including the goalie, Simon Holstein. That compares to the 12 seniors that Valor has. Valor last year obviously had a team laden with juniors. And off the face-off there, Felt loses it. Valor wins it, and Larson's on the march with Galushko. The pass as it's deflected by Mansfield. He makes a heady play. Puck is moved back up to the circle, and the shot wide on the near side. Walsh dishes it back below the line, and chasing it is Felt. Felt's got time as Muir has to back out of the zone, and Muir is able to get a stick on it and backtracking. Puck is put up and out of play by Monarch. Face-off will stay at center ice. We're at the 10:08 mark thus far, and Monarch thus far is holding their own against this top-ranked Valor squad. And the face-off comes in front of James Dexter's bench. Puck is moved by Muir, but it's intercepted and picked back up by D'Souza Chen. Chen moves it back down below the line, and Muir, who's hassled from behind, is able to get it to Larson and up on the wall. Larson taps it back over to Muir, and Muir back over to Aiden Owen as he is pressured by Rowan. Puck has moved up, and this Monarch squad is putting some pressure in. Valor hasn't handled it as well as they are used to here. They've had some troubles. A number of the faceoffs have been to our right-hand side. As Monarch keeps the lines moving, and this time it's Brodsky out there with Davila. And over on the far side, the puck comes back up to the points as Swale has it tipped off his blade. Battling forward is Morona. Brooks right up along the boards, and the puck is swept back in on Cooper Robinson. Robinson watches as D'Souza takes a no-look shot from the far side, and the puck rolls around the dasher. This time Tarosian quickly moves it to Brooks right as the pressure continues. Davila forces a pass. Coveney's got the puck, and a soft pass is on the mark. It's Alfieri. Alfieri drags it down in front. Coveney right on the doorstep, and Holstein makes the save. I don't know how he did it. We're going to look at a replay here as Holstein made a huge save. Alfieri coming down the left-hand side, and he waits it out as Sale goes down, and it's put right in front. That puck pops up, and Holstein makes the save. So Chase Saul makes a heck of a play for the defenseman. Number 7, Chase Saul went down low, and one of the top defensemen for this Monarch squad. As Coveney, feeling the pressure, spins away back over to the near side. Morona chops, and the puck is back on Alfieri's blade. Alfieri pokes it in and gives chase as Den Hartog is able to corral it with the big body and moves it back over to Chance up the near side. The pass is picked off momentarily by Fekete, and a good check by Valor. Meanwhile, the puck is stolen away, and Morona puts it right back in as Hudson Den Hartog moves it back over to the next the right wing wall. Poked there. Muir looks for it, yields to Fekete. Fekete takes it in and avoids the hip check. Fekete driving as he takes the shot. Bad save. Move back down into the corner. Barnes with the puck, touches it back down low. Fekete chases. Fekete winds it back up to the near side. Muir is pinned up against the boards by Gavin. And the puck releases back to Chen at the Valor blue line. Puck intercepted by Monarch, and bringing it in for the Yotes is number 6, Rosenberg. Moves it back down. Muir, as he takes Rosenberg out of the play, finds Fekete. Fekete, what a move as Fekete lost an edge, picks it back up. Maddox Charles dodges a check, and the puck is rolled back over to the far side. Edward Chen with it. Quick shot as Chen's shot was tipped up by Fekete. The puck is taken back to the Valor end as Cooper Robinson making the call. Meanwhile, the long pass just skips over the stick of Barnes. And Mansfield is there, stripped off his stick. Maddox Charles chases. Olofsson is there. Olofsson's pass stolen by Walsh. Back up to the point. Tarosian puts it into the vacant corner, and Larson on his backhand peels it back, looking for the defenseman Aiden Owen. Monarch moves it back over to the near side. Tarosian picks up the puck, but it's stripped, and Davila with the shot, and that one a pass. It got tipped right in front of Cooper Robinson. That almost goes as a shot on goal. Here comes Valor with Larson. Larson's shot waved at by Holstein. Moved back over. Tarosian punches. Walsh chases, and Swale closes. Back up to the point. It's Aiden Owen. His shot off the end boards intentionally, looking for the loose puck. It's Walsh with a turnaround shot as Larson digs it back up. Galushko! And another save by Holstein. Tarosian moves it back. Galushko cover in the D, takes the shot, deflected in front, and Monarch is able to escape danger. Coming back is Tarosian from the red, guides it back over to Larson. Valor keeping the pressure on. Larson's shot deflected, never got through, all the way to Holstein. Back up high, the shot, another deflection, and moving it out is Vincent Felt. Felt hands it back over to Wiener, and Wiener is pinched off the play. Offsides, we've got a whistle finally. 5:56 remaining, scoreless first period. Good action as it intensifies in the last couple of minutes on both ends of the rink. So Vincent Felt, number 10, on the forecheck as he scored the game-tying goal against Regis to send that game into overtime. He scored with 1:13 remaining in the contest. And there's Whitmore with the puck, moving it back over to Carter Charles. Charles back up through center. Alfieri chases into Hartog. Moves it back, but Carter Charles picks off the puck. And Wiener guides it back. Intercepted by Morona as Carter Charles is ridden into the turnbuckle. And so the face-off will come back out to center here. 5:28 remaining. Monarch in their black and gold uniforms. The big paw print, the big Yotes paw print on the crest. Alfieri in front of the Monarch bench. His pass is picked off. Jenkins tries to steal it. Carter Charles re-secures, and Morona hoists this one in. Dribbles in on Holstein, and he'll hold and freeze for the whistle. This Monarch squad came in scoring 45 goals during the regular season, yielding only 26 at a +19 mark. And that's quite an accomplishment for a 4-6 record. Clearly, the games that they won, they scored a lot of goals on. As they move the puck out, back out to center, out as Fekete defending. The puck is picked back up by Freeze. Freeze is poke checked there by Morona. Morona gets back, makes that play as he moves it back over to the far side. Fekete tucks it back below the line, and Whitmore collides with Freeze. Freeze goes tumbling. Rosenberg there doing some heavy lifting, and the puck is muscled back over to the near side and sent back out to center. Flagged down by Olofsson. Olofsson, his pass deflected, and Maddox Charles one-hands it into the zone. Charles squares up over on the far side, but Olofsson challenges. Fekete is there for Valor and holding his man off. Fekete moves it back up to the blue line, and with patience, twists the pass back over to Morona. Morona dodges once, but unable to, and the puck is stolen away and taken back to center. Jeremy Mirror battling there with D'Souza Chan. As a check delivered by Barnes, the loose puck squirts free, and it comes back over to Swale. Swale is ridden into the ditch by Morona, who sends a hard pass over to the far side. His defensive partner, Muir, moves it up ice to Barnes. Barnes weaving his way through, finds Brooks Wright on the near side. Dot! His shot whistles wide. Ladwig is there. First time for Mark Ladwig. Ladwig punches it back below Holstein's cage, and the puck is scooped back up by Saul and moved up the boards, but not out as Coveney gets a piece of it. Puck is stolen and picked back up by Swale and moved back out to center. Swale tries to work his way through, but a good poke check by the centerman. Coveney frees up the puck. Alfieri back over to the left wing, and Brooks Wright. Wright swings it back over to the far side, and sweeping in is Swale, the big defenseman. Battling is Coveney. Coming up with the puck is Alfieri, centering feed in front as it was tipped free. Back over to Aiden Owen. Owen's shot drifts wide. Alfieri looking for options over on the far side edge. Back over to Aiden Owen. His shot tipped hard up against the end glass. And Coveney, as well as Tarosian, stretches to come up with the puck. Tarosian twists it back over on the near side boards. Alfieri pinched off the play. And walking in is Brodsky. Brodsky's pass picked off by Aiden Owen, driven to the slot, and a twisting shot by Alfieri, and a pad save is answered by Holstein. Finally, Monarch is able to clear the zone as Cooper Robinson enters the fray. Back over to Tarosian, the hard pass off the stick. It's punched back and recovered by Aiden Owen. He kisses it off the glass as it escapes Mansfield's grasp, and all the way back down to picking it up was Olofsson. Monarch with 2:08 remaining in this first period. Good end-to-end action here as Tarosian taps it ahead. Tarosian looking to put it back in, but it goes off friendly fire, and here's an opportunity for the Yotes, but it's disrupted. Brodsky had some open ice in front of him if he could have gotten the pass. This time it's Galushko, guides it back over to the near side, and Walsh has it. Walsh moving east to west, takes the shot. Galushko in front as Galushko might have gotten a piece of that. That went over Simon Holstein's cage. And here's the puck that came over, and I think pings one of the fans down there against the glass. And perhaps keep your head up. You got to watch the puck, not the players. And the face-off is going to go deep into Monarch zone. So with 1:35 remaining in this first period, Owen Walsh sets in to take the face-off, and the right-handed draw moves it back over to the wall. It's chopped at, and then the puck poked free. Good defensive effort by Morona. Morona has been a stalwart out there as he sends a pass right up through the gut, past Larson. Larson got a piece of it, and he chases down Chance. Ties him up along the end boards, and the puck comes back up the right wing boards, and jumping out is Felt. Felt with the feet moving on the backside. Do a little back pass, has the shot, and Morona got tied up there with D'Souza Chen, and it's a good thing he did, because that rebound came out, and D'Souza Chen would have had a good opportunity, as it took everything for Cooper Robinson to make the first save. Puck rolls around back to Robinson, and Robinson moves it up the near side wall, and it's picked up as Muir was able to get it up and out of the zone. Offsides whistle with 42 seconds remaining in this first period. 0-0. Terrific action in a championship game. So Felt with Rosen and Wiener out there with him. Puck beyond Wiener's grasp, and it's Alfieri with a wrister, and that one goes wide to the near side. Carter Charles holds his man off while Muir is able to get a piece of it, but Monarch taps it back out, and the battle for it in front of Coach Dexter's bench continues with 19 seconds remaining. Valor retreats. Carter Charles sends it back below the cage line and all the way back to Aiden Owen. Aiden Owen with 3 seconds remaining. He's going to rag the balance of the time off as the buzzer sounds, signaling the end of the first. After one, it is 0-0, Valor and Monarch in this CPHL championship game. As we have special guest with us, Mike Chambers here. Mike Chambers was former beat writer for the Denver Post and the Colorado Avalanche. Mike, welcome to the booth. Glad to have you here. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me here, Manny. I appreciate it, bud.
Yeah. You know, I mean, the first thing that we want to ask you is, how's Anthony? So your son played at Valor.
He's great. He's a sophomore at West Point right now. He's doing great. He's a proud Valor alumni, and it's really cool to see where he's at right now, and surely the education at Valor played a huge part.
That's fantastic. Tell us about the hockey out at West Point.
They have a pretty good team. Anthony's an alternate captain as a sophomore. The team is 6-1. It might even be better than, well, they aren't as good as the D1 team, but they have
but
a better
record. Yes, their record
yes.
is a lot better.
I think the D1 team is 1-8, and the club team is 6-1 and doing extremely well.
Yeah, well, that's fantastic that he's having. He's obviously a defenseman out there, and he's getting some good ice time, and I know that playing a sport like that obviously can take the edge off of the academics and the rigor of West Point.
Absolutely, and everybody there has to be an athlete. You got to play something, and Anthony loves to play hockey, so he's lucky that he can play hockey as a club sport and get his fill, so to speak.
Yeah. Well, that is great to hear, and what a great lesson for all of these players, whether you're playing at Valor or you're playing at Monarch, is there's an opportunity to play college hockey out there, and you just got to find the right one.
Yeah, absolutely. It's I'm impressed by this game. I'm impressed by these kids. Sharp passes. They shoot the puck hard. They can skate. This is impressive hockey.
This is great. Stay with us here for the second period as we have started this second period with 17 minutes. We're good. And we are good to go as Maddox Charles gets pinned up against the boards by Mansfield. And the puck down into the corner as Aiden Owen has it poked off his stick. He continues to battle over on the far side as he takes on Brodsky. Brodsky, puck is moved back over to the near side, and Olofsson gets tied up. Valor with a shot from the half boards. Fekete moves it back over to the far side. Terosian uses the body. Fekete sweeps in and pulls it free. Back over to Aiden Owen as Owen finds Barnes. Olofsson, another poke check there from the big defenseman. And Mansfield with it is taken off by Fekete. Mansfield kicks it aside, but Fekete is there. Fekete tries to recover control of it. Puck is picked back up by Davila. Davila moves it back down into the Valor zone, but his pass is picked off by Chase Whitmore. Whitmore moves it back over to Barnes in a tight pass, tough to handle. This time Morona sends it off the boards, up not out, and the Monarch keeps pressure on Valor here as pinned up in the corner is Wiener. Puck is freed and it's sent the distance. Valor had a little trouble there getting it out of their zone, and so they elect for face-off, and for Coach Gwozdecki, he gets a fresh line out there and fresh D as Morona and Chase Whitmer replaced by Muir and Aiden Owen. So Garrett Coveney, who came in with 6 goals in the regular season, has one during the playoffs here, takes the face-off. Puck is picked back up by Monarch. The shot whistles wide by Swale. And the net one more time comes off the moorings. So Cooper Robinson sets up for a face-off to the left-hand side. And so the face-off back over on the far side. And here you've got Vincent Felt. Vincent Felt was talking to Vincent before the game, and that goal that he scored against Regis with 1:13 remaining, it was off the face-off. He controlled the puck and scored it from the face-off dot. So he's dangerous no matter where he is on the ice here. As that pass gets through and all the way to Brooks Wright. Wright has Alfieri. Alfieri picks it up, and the shot is saved by Holstein, who slid from right to left and measured at Alfieri. What a pass by Brooks Wright that got it right on the stick of Alfieri. And here comes Aiden Owen. Owen, his pass deflected, and Felt once again makes a defensive play as Muir retreats. And a matching 10 challenges, and Felt with the puck puts it right in front, but Valor's able to clear it out as Coveney plays his position. Puck back down into the near side corner as Coveney now has time, and the forecheck converges. Aiden Owen breaks it out, and Brooks Wright moves it in. Wright moving from right to left. He stick check from behind, gets a shot off as he was hassled from behind. Coveney taps it there. Alfieri blind feet into the slot. Puck is picked up and punched back by Chen into the far side half boards. Coveney with the puck finds the big defenseman, but the puck bounces off the end of the stick. And Chen puts it in and gives time for Valor to get a line change. As Galushko is now out, as Den Hartog moves it back down into the Valor zone, and chasing it down is Chan. Simon Chan pinned up against the boards, continues to battle as that puck got lost in that Zam boards there. Alfieri taps it ahead. Galushko chases. Den Hartog seals it. Puck is moved back over, and Monarch is on the march with D'Souza. But it's off. D'Souza sends it back over to the far side. Walsh with a pass back over to Galushko. Galushko loses the handle, and it's swept back to the right wing boards as Chen backhands it. He's held up there along the right wing boards, unable to get it out. Chiseling away is Walsh. Puck, and a couple of Yotes run into each other and frees up the puck. Simon Terosian on the far side fights Walsh! His shot, what a save! Holstein came over and made a glove save there. It glances off his glove. The bouncing puck right in front. Walsh one more time, and he gives Holstein a little whack on the pads there. And I think he's having a conversation out of a little frustration. Let's look at it as this puck comes hard. He gets tipped by a Yote, and the puck over on the side of the cage, and there right in front, and there's Walsh, and he gives him a little love tap saying nice save. Good opportunity for Valor, and that's the type of goal that you see Walsh score. He scores those dirty goals in tight. He doesn't need a lot of space, and that wouldn't surprise anybody if he put one of those in. Here's Barnes. Barnes hassled from behind by Saul. The puck has moved back up to the point, held in by Whitmore as Fekete glances over his shoulder, pokes it into the corner. Barnes looks for it, held up there by Felt. And alongside the wall, Wiener continues to battle. Felt with the puck. Vincent Felt moves it back over to Wiener. And Wiener tries to feather a puck through, but it's read well and moved out by Maddox Charles. As the puck all the way down into the Valor end, icing is waved off as it was touched up. Whitmore waits no time. And look at the hands of Barnes as he sends a pass back over. Picked up by the freshman Maddox Charles. Onto the stick of Fekete. Poke checked away, and Monarch is able to recover. Monarch moves it back. The pass tipped there. Chan touches it up and was swept in by Chance, the defenseman. Valor punches it right back in, and Maddox Charles on his horse. Saul gets there first. Icing is the call. 5 minutes into this second period, the play continues, Mike, and this good action either way, and you get a chance to see Maddox Charles. Maddox Charles, only a freshman.
I'm really impressed all around. I really like number 7 for Valor, Owen.
Aiden Owen.
Oh, my goodness, is he a good player. He reminds me of a young Cole Cavey, who was captain at Valor. Great player.
That's right. So Aiden Owen, one of the leaders on this defensive line, and they have 5 senior defensemen here. Here's Jenkins. Jenkins trying to recover the puck. Puck squirts free. And the senior defenseman, Muir, taps it back into the Yotes zone. The puck is moved back over to the near side. And Freeze dishes it off into the Valor zone. Played by Robinson, held by Ladwig, tipped back over, picks up his own pass, and Alfieri is on the move one more time. Alfieri with a back pass finds the defenseman Muir. Muir squares up top of the circle. His pass through, and Holstein holds for the whistle. As you look at some of these, Mike, you haven't seen a lot of this team for a year or two, and you get a chance to see some of these seniors that were probably sophomores about the last time, and maybe even freshmen the last time. And
yeah, this is the first high school game I've been to in a year and a half or so, and I'm really impressed by the speed and skill.
And we've got the game's first penalty coming up as the Yotes are going to go on the power play. And so Daniel Galushko takes the game's first penalty as he tripped his man back below the line. So with 11:22 in the second period, Monarch has the first man advantage. So they set up with Wiener and Felt, as you can imagine, and along with number 15 as they put Davila. And right in front is off the face-off, trying to chisel away. There was Denhardt, as Den Hartog was right on the doorstep as they put the big defenseman on the power play out there in a forward position as Felt peels away off the wall. Felt dancing through, checked there by Walsh, sealed off by Owen. But the puck is picked off by Wiener, and Wiener battles in front of the Monarch bench. Aiden Owen back down as Owen takes a few chops, and the puck is sent back. Retreating is Brodsky. Brodsky weaves his way through center, and with bodies just offsides. He made that move just outside of the blue line and takes Davila, Jack Davila, off the line and into the zone. So 1:18 remaining in the power play, 10:39 remaining in the period. 0-0 Valor as they got set up and were able to get a shot on goal with 24 seconds remaining in the power play. They look to set up again. Mansfield one more time reverses, pinned up by Henry Barnes, who muscles him back to the Yotes blue line. And sweeping in is Saul. Saul tied up with Fekete with 9 seconds remaining as the top centerman for Valor does double duty on the PK here, holding off the Yotes. Valor back to full strength as Galushko finds the bench, and Alfieri right away steals the puck. Alfieri tries to one-hand it back into the zone. Taken off of it is Freeze. His pass moves it back over. Aiden Owen back over to Brooks Wright, and Wright will sail it in. Corner to corner as Alfieri holds off there. He's got backup with Coveney. Monarch is able to get it and careen it off the glass back out to the Valor blue line. Edward Chen back up ice. Alfieri tips it in, picked back up by Saul. Saul moves it to the far side. Brooks Wright with the long stick. Alfieri thinking about a backhander. Tipped there and taken away by Vincent Felt. Felt moves it back up the right wing boards as he's tied up with Coveney. Puck is freed up, and Monarch looking to dump it in as Freeze goes for a line change. Puts it right on goal, and so Monarch gets an offensive zone faceoff. 8:26 remaining in this second scoreless period. 0-0 Valor and Monarch battling here for the CPHL championship. Felt, Wiener, Rowan, left to right as Felt tries to win it forward. Wiener picks it up. He's got Rowan in front of the cage, but moves it back up to the point to Olofsson. Olofsson back over to the near side. Swale and Felt picked off, and Felt takes his man off as that was Jeremy Muir. He got a good stick check on Muir. Lifted him up as Larson comes away with the puck and sends it back over to the near side boards as Swale challenging as well. Olofsson takes Larson into the corner and releases. Galushko with the puck, looks in front as Walsh's shot almost tipped on by Larson. Larson keeping it along the end boards, ties up his man. Olofsson works his way out and softly sends it back as Galushko taps it back down, and Galushko continues to work hard. Finds Larson near side. Larson with the shot as Holstein makes the save. Galushko continues to battle the pass in front. Never got through. Bodies tied up there. And the puck over on the far side. Galushko keeping his stick on it. Finds Muir. Muir, his shot as Walsh's shot redirects into the far side. Valor keeping the pressure on as Valor execute an offensive zone line change. Puck comes up and escapes the zone as it's going to die before it hits the end line. And so Valor with Muir keeps the puck moving back inside the zone as De Hartog moves it back over to the near side. Here comes Freeze. Freeze walks in, and another save by Cooper Robinson. That's two. Put another marker on that one. Puck back up high. Another save. Another save. Two in a row for Robinson. Here's another one. A tip play in front as Freeze was lurking in the slot. Meanwhile, De Hartog moves it back over to the far side. Rosenberg meets it. Challenge there. Puck is picked back up by Chan. Chan held up by Jenkins. Mansfield steps in, and from the point, Chance moves it back down, and finally Valor controls, and Jenkins one-hands it back over to Alfieri. Alfieri makes the move. Tip free. Aiden Owen keeps it alive. Aiden Owen working back down low with the big check. Jenkins walks in. Puck in front. Jam it away. Shot and a save by Holstein. What a play. End-to-end action. Robinson on one end. Holstein on the other. Putting on a show here this evening. 0-0. And here we got another look at it as there is Carter Charles, who has been on an absolute tear with 3 goals in the playoffs, looking for his 4th, along with Jenkins. And between Jenkins and Charles, they have 5 goals in the playoffs. That's more than any other line, and they're just playing just with Lucas Nabler out. They're the extra pair of wingers. And what a playoff season that they've had thus far. Here we go, 5:57 remaining in this second scoreless period as Aiden Owen ties up his man on the near side half boards. Maddox Charles tries to chip it high. Aiden Owen's got it. Owen fishes it back over to Barnes. Barnes looking. Barnes top of the blue line. Back over to Aiden Owen. Owen's shot as it deflects off a Yoke shin pad. Back into the corner. Out as Fekete moves it back up high. Whitmore one back over to Barnes in front as Fekete was there but couldn't get a stick on it. So was Maddox Charles. What a pass. right through the slot. Puck almost taken away, poked free. Here comes Valor again as Fekete with the puck straddles back down low, working behind the cage. Fekete up high, and the net comes off the moorings as Whitmore was loaded for bear. Whitmore stepping in, had the puck, and the net comes off the moorings. As we get a good look at it here, and it was Swale who ran into his own goalie. He might have been shoved a little bit, but either way, the referees had to blow that as the net was off the moorings by a couple of feet. So Coveney will take this face-off with 5:11 remaining in this second period as Tarosian fans on that one. Felt sensing an opportunity, just sends it up ahead, looking for Wiener. Wiener tries to take out Morona. Morona battles him, tries to move it up the wall. Rowan is there. Rowan steps in. Wiener's got the puck, sends a pass looking for Rowan. Rowan guides it back up to the point. Mansfield can't hold the line. Puck jammed up. Wright's got it. 2-on-1. Alfieri far side. Alfieri save! Holstein makes another one. That was another moment just like we saw earlier. It was a carbon copy as that line pokes the puck free. And Brooks Wright sent it back over to Alfieri. And you watch Alfieri. Alfieri is a left-handed shot coming down that right-hand side. He opens up for it, but Holstein makes another save. As Walsh off the face-off, the puck escapes the Valor zone, and Chen's got to hustle for it. Moves it back up to Galushko. Galushko jams it along the side of the boards. Chen is there one more time. And Walsh enters the scene. Walsh with the puck as he's got Larson in front. Feathers one through. Puck is picked back up by Rosenberg. Tries to move it out. Mirror taps it alongside the half-board's far side. Puck softly through, but it splits the D. Galushko was stretching for it. Couldn't come up with it. So Galushko guides another one back over to the near side. Picked up by Chen. Chen tries to move it in. Walsh is there, and it's offsides. 4 minutes remaining in this second period. As Valor has had some terrific opportunities, but Holstein has been up to the task. He wants that championship. And so Coveney will take this face-off going against Jackson Brodsky. Aiden Owen looks for options. Puck drifts off Coveney's stick. Dumped in by Brodsky. Recovered by Cooper Robinson. Fished back over to the near side. As Aiden Owen takes the punishment. Brooks Wright stretching for it. Alfieri tips it free. And the puck is picked back up by Davila. Davila tries to move it in. Tarosian picks it up on his backhand. Moves it back over to Coveney. Drifts off his stick. D'Souza Chan ridden off the play. And Aiden Owen one more time. Owen taps it back. Brooks Wright, top of the circle. Shot and another save. Wright picks it back up. Wright without a lot of room. A spin around shot, and that one is poked back out to the Valor line. Valor keeping the pressure on, and they get an offensive zone faceoff as they're rewarded for some hard forechecking. This Valor team, Mike, can transition so well out of the neutral zone, and they've got so many players that are able to handle the puck in and around that blue line.
Both teams are really impressive, but I don't know if anybody's more impressive than the two goaltenders right now.
They have been fantastic.
Yeah.
And deservedly so. There's Morona with a quick little chop shot from the right circle. Holstein again, squared up to that. Loose puck, looking for it. Barnes stretching for it. Barnes looking for options. Finds Morona. Morona walks in, the shot deflects. Almost found the top of the cage. Puck is guided back down into a waiting corner for Fekete. Fekete loses an edge, gets support from Barnes. Puck is fished at by Swale on the low side. Back over to Whitmore. Whitmore, without a lot of room, keeps it along the boards. There is Maddox Charles, the freshman, tapping it back to the senior. Fekete. Puck is freed up, and Monarch with it. Monarch moving it out on the far right-hand side. Rowan tries to get past Whitmore. Whitmore does a good job, holds him off of it, gets some help, and the pass is sauced back over to the near side. Fekete with it, and some speed, takes the shot, fought off by Holstein. Loose puck, jammed up into the near side corner, and Olofsson has it. Olofsson with the head up, looks for options, taps it back over to Freeze. Freeze held up at the line. And Olofsson one more time, picks it back up, guides it right back in front as Robinson holds. As that is Olofsson, and boy, doesn't he look like his brothers. He's got Gustav Olofsson, who was a Minnesota Wild draft pick, played at CC.
Played in the NHL. Not sure if he's still there, but he played there.
He's in the AHL, and his brother, Freddie Olofsson, who played at UNO, is actually in town. He's in the stands here tonight to see his brother. He plays for Dallas in the AHL, and they have a game with the Colorado Eagles tomorrow. So I was talking to his father. He said it's the first time that he gets to spend the night at home on the road. And there's the puck over on the far side. So terrific opportunity for both Freddie and Gustav Olofsson. And the last time I saw Jesper, he was about 4 years old. So they do grow up quickly, don't they?
The two older boys played Colorado Thunderbirds, I know that. So it's good to see the younger one play high school hockey at such a high level. I mean, this hockey here reminds me of AAA I remember watching.
These are some of the best teams here as D'Souza Chen tipped that one just and over Robinson cage. We're at the 1:34 mark of this second period. And Davila continues to battle on the far side. Carter Charles sweeps in. Can't advance the puck, and the puck squirts free. Back over to Brodsky. Brodsky dribbles one in on Robinson, who holds for the whistle. And you mentioned it. I mean, so many of those players. Tristan Freeze, brother of Blake Freeze, played Thunderbirds hockey as well. Came down from Boulder at that time. So it's good to see the younger brothers of a number of these players.
And again, it sure looks like AAA hockey to me.
Well, high school hockey has come an awful long way here, thanks to the coaches and the support that they get from the administration. Puck is stolen away. Here comes Felt right in front. Robinson's there. Second opportunity. Shot. Loose puck. Swept over to the far side as Freeze was there, as well as Felt and Wiener. And the question is, look at Cooper Robinson as he is collapsed on and looking for this. Who was down low? That puck free, and batting the puck out of the way was Simon Tarosian.
It didn't hit the net there?
No, I don't think he ever put it didn't hit the net. First save, second save, and we have to keep looking at that. It may be closer. As what a replay that you get to see here. Yeah. And went up. And another play as it's chopped out. Monarch putting on great pressure. Finally relieved by Brooks Wright. Wright tries to move past the 6'8". Then Hartog. Hartog holds the line. And the puck is swept back behind Cooper Robinson's cage. He lends a hand with 40 seconds remaining. Morona churning up ice. The puck back on the blade of Coveney. Coveney. Stick check from behind, picks up the puck, guides it back over to Aiden Owen. Owen casually moves it back down into the corner, goes on the forecheck, and peels back to his position as Alfieri with the puck. Doesn't have a lane up high, goes back down low, the backhand feed just misses. Puck swept back up, Aiden Owen, the shot misses. Here's Alfieri jamming on the near side. Coveney with the puck, guides it back down. Alfieri looking for options, Coveney looking. Coveney's shot, that gets deflected, and Morona's got it. Morona pressured by Reardon as the buzzer sounds.
What a period.
What a period we've had. This is fantastic hockey here. So after two full periods in the CPHL Championship, 0-0 Monarch and Valor. We're going to take a quick 2-minute break, and we'll be back. And we're going to talk to Mike Chambers about the world of hockey in Colorado in just a moment. Stay with us.
James, we need the replay.
Mike, we're back, and we've got a few minutes here as the ZAM is on the ice rink. So, as we were talking about, Colorado hockey, and obviously the Colorado hockey mourns the loss of Peter McNabb, and maybe you can touch on a little bit. You knew Peter very well through the years, covering the Avalanche, and
I did. I knew Peter very well. Had a lot of hearts to hearts with him. When I heard the news yesterday, it was a tough day. If I can talk about him today without breaking up, I'm trying my hardest. But yesterday was tough. But I think I'm making this effort to talk about my friend because people really should understand what kind of guy he was and what kind of gentleman he was and such a sweet man. His hockey legendary status is just, I mean, if you look at his, twice he scored 40 goals, he scored more than 34 other times. He was the heart and soul of the Bruins for so long. A lot of times before the internet rage, when you had so many online sites and stuff like that, and the NHL teams had their in-house media. A lot of times I would be at practice and it'd be Peter McNabb and me. And then I'd see him at all the morning skates. He was at most practices and all morning skates. And so he and I were just friends, and we talked hockey. He was a storyteller. He just always had a great story for me. And he was a real gentleman. I could see his smile right now. He was just a nice man who cared about everybody that he became in touch with. And I think the one thing that you mentioned, my son, and I talked about him a little bit earlier, but Peter was enthralled at the fact that Anthony played at Valor Christian, and then he played AAA hockey, and then he went to play junior hockey in Canada or Boston and in Canada, and then he got to West Point. And I can't remember in the last 2 years, maybe 3, whenever he and I were in the same room together, whether it be the press box or practice, Avalanche or whatever, when he would not sit there and say, "How's Anthony? Mike, how's your boy?" And it's something that when you have a friend that recognizes that is so as proud of your boy as you are, it's really moving. And he was really into the military. He was all into hockey. He was all into high character people. He loved high character people. And he was one of the best gentlemen I've ever known in my life, and that's why I love talking. It's hard. It was really hard yesterday, but anybody that saw Peter on TV, had seen him play hockey or anything like that, should really understand that deep down inside, he was so much more than an analyst or a hockey player. He was a legend of Colorado hockey, and I think he always will be.
And you look back at his career. He comes out of San Diego,
played at DU.
And he plays at DU,
remarkable.
and plays at DU and has a terrific season. But actually came there, could have played baseball as well and so forth. So
he actually went to DU to play baseball.
Yes.
And then he joined the hockey team, and he was an All-American, and then he goes to NHL. It's such a fabulous story, and a couple years ago on NHL Network, there was like the top 10 moments in NHL history in terms of like off-the-wall craziness, and 2 of the first 3 were him. One, climbing in the stands and fighting and beating a guy over the head with a shoe, I believe it was.
Yes, he grabbed it. Yeah, he had his shoe, and he's giving him some whacks with it.
But that's just another example of Peter. He was a competitor. He was a hockey player. But he was such a gentleman and such a great friend. Yeah. And there's so many people that anybody that knew him as a friend, like me, I got to say,
And how did you see him treat the players when he was around the players? He had a motto.
Very respectful. He was the most educated hockey person in the media, no matter what. I would always gravitate to him because any advice that Peter had off the record to me was invaluable. He treated the players great. He'd always show up at the morning skates or at practice, and he would have this briefcase, and he would be taking the notes the whole time. He really took his job very, very serious as an analyst. He wanted to be prepared and educated, and obviously everybody knew he was a great hockey guy, but he was a great journalist who really, really was genuinely cared about the game and about the players.
I had a conversation with him one time when he came to DU. His folks didn't see him play, I think, until even his junior year at DU. And so they used to listen to a guy named Bob Martin.
Oh, yeah.
Bob Martin on KOA radio and TV at the end of every game would say goodnight to Peter McNabb's mom. She was listening in, and he always remembers that. So he remembers the stories about about the just about the humanity of Bob Martin, and ironically, Bob Martin, his life was cut short as well due to cancer.
Yeah, I checked. I resigned from the Denver Post in April. I could not fathom going through another Stanley Cup run, and that's what this team, the Avalanche, is destined for, in my opinion. They're in the middle of a dynasty. So I happily resigned, and I haven't really been in the game. I haven't followed a lot of stuff. I've been doing my own thing and just getting in my own mental space. So I haven't been at practices or games, and I haven't known what was up with Peter. Well, and then I knew that he didn't go to Finland. So I figured maybe that's just COVID related and he's just being extra careful. What I heard is he was in a remission. It came back with a vengeance, and when the team was in Finland, things went really bad for him. But don't the best ones die like this?
It is sad, and yet cancer is it affects everybody. I'm sure we've all got deaths in our families and everything, but you're right, to lose someone like Peter McNabb, and as you said, almost suddenly he went through the Stanley Cup run last year.
That was so cool.
He came back this year,
yeah.
So the conventional thought process is he's beat this, and he is and it is it's a sad day in Colorado hockey this week. The Avalanche are back on the ice this week,
well, there's going to be a lot of talk from players, from everybody that knew Peter. He's going to be in the media, so I'm just happy to stand here next to you, Manny, and talk about him, because he so richly deserves it. And I wanted to say I'm so happy that he beat cancer to the point to where he could make that Stanley Cup run. I remember having long talks with him in Tampa before games 3, 4, and 6, because he and I sat right next to each other in the Tampa press box. And just a beautiful man, and I'm just so happy that he got his 3rd Avalanche championship. He got to call that, because a year ago we didn't know if he was going to make it through the end of the season.
Well, and you remember at Dog Nation. At Dog Nation, they have the Survivors game. Many of those are players that have survived cancer. Many of those are still battling cancer. And my image of Peter McNabb as he was in the front row cheering him on the year before last.
And in each golf tournament, Dog Nation annual golf tournament, except this past year, he was always there. He wasn't, I don't remember him playing, but he was always there.
He always posted up at a hole and just visited with everybody that came by.
Trivia, and he wanted to be around Dog Nation and people that survived cancer or another travesty. And he just loved fighters and winners and the Dog Nation model in general.
Speaking of another tie, last week his brother David was in town to visit, also with George Gwozdecki,
his former roommate.
Roommates at Wisconsin.
Yep.
So it was a nice opportunity for him to come and see Valor and see his good friend George Gwozdecki. And
I got to tell you, I'm. You don't want to be excited for a wake, for a funeral, but I'm looking forward to hearing more stories about Peter and his legacy in the coming weeks and months, because he, again, as I said earlier, he's so deserving of this legacy of not only as a hockey player, but just as a human being.
And he certainly will be remembered, and what a voice! What a voice to hear him. I had the chance to do 7 games at Dog Nation with him, and to just hear that voice to my left was something I will never forget and will cherish forever.
Well, I'll tell you what, sitting him by a practice or at a morning skate and having it all off the record. I'll never forget that.
Yes.
Because hockey players, they call it like it is.
Yep.
Just a memorable friendship, and I was lucky to have that friendship because he could talk to me like that.
That is a terrific memory. So we are set to go for the third period in the CPHL Championship. Valor in their home whites coming from right to left, and Monarch in their black and gold coming from left to right, with Simon Holstein to our left and Cooper Robinson to our right. Usually we recap the goals. All we can recap is the saves thus far. We've had one penalty in the game, one power play.
Hey, Manny, I was going to come and talk to you about Peter McNabb and then probably go. I'm not going anywhere. This is a great hockey game.
That's terrific. Glad to have you on board for this third period. It's going to prove to be a good one here. As Aiden Owen, with a tight turn, moves away from the traffic. As Davila sends a check into him. Maddox Charles with the puck right in front as Fekete just misses as that puck just rolled past his stick. Chasing back Tarosian, and the angle being challenged by Rowan. But Tarosian wins that battle and tries to move the puck up to the near side. As battling for it is Wiener. The loose puck scooped away, and peeling over to the far side is Fekete. Fekete's long pass, one-handed by Maddox Charles. A little backhand feed looking for Barnes. It's poked back out to the safety of center as Whitmore guides one around the dasher boards back over to the far side, picked up by Rosenberg. Rosenberg with Brooks Wright pressing, seals it back over to the far side as he reverses. The long bank pass intercepted by Morona. Morona chops it in on goal on Holstein. Holstein can't hold, and Brooks Wright pass, or shot is deflected. Puck over to the far side. Wright rides it up the wall, and the puck and a big pad save by Holstein. That shot came off the blade over on the far side by Brooks Wright. Morona chases it back as Cooper Robinson taps it. And the pass back up through center was intercepted but offside, so Morona has time. Finds Wright on the near side. Wright's pass deflected off of Freeze's boot. And the puck back in the Valor end as Chase Whitmore is able to get to it. It almost looked like he was taking a different angle. Meanwhile, the puck banked off the mid-ice boards. Chasing back is Den Hartog. And De Hartog's pass almost picked off as Alfieri was reading it over to the near side. Meanwhile, the puck is jammed back out to center. Alfieri gets a twig on it. The puck is moved back over to the near side. Half-board stepping in is the defenseman Chance. Chance jams it around back into the Valor zone to a waiting Cooper Robinson. Chen with the puck being closed on, picked back up by Mirror. Mirror chips it back over to the half boards, and Owen Walsh with it. Chop pass right onto Galushko. His pass behind Larson, and Larson's got to retreat as Monarch has time. Olafson's pass picked off, picked back up over to Muir, handed off to Larson. The shot as it never got through, and here's a foot race as Vincent Felt closing in his Chance. Felt hits the brakes, looks for the trailer. The shot is deflected up and out as Gavin Rowan came in as the trailer. Felt, who leads this team in assists, finds the trailer, and that shot goes up and over Cooper Robinson's cage. As you see it, went off a Larson's stick and off the high netting. So this face-off to the near side as Vincent Felt will take another one. But the officials whistle it, and we'll do it again. As Walsh shuts up and going up against Felt. Walsh wins this one, jams it up against the boards, touches it up with the glove, and Galushko's got it. Galushko moves it back over to the far side. It's reeled in by Aiden Owen as Larson reverses. Larson looks for an angle back behind Robinson's cage. Tarosian keeps it along the perimeter, and Galushko slings it back over to the far side! And what an opportunity as they took a funny bounce. And Ben Wiener, who had 3 goals this season, had a golden opportunity over on the far side. You see this puck enter the scene, and here's Wiener all alone. It's a perfect pass, and Wiener didn't get much on that shot. But Cooper Robinson makes another save and keeps it a scoreless championship game. Off the faceoff, tap back up high. Here's the shot as Robinson rose to watch that sail up and over his head. Meanwhile, the puck back over to the far side. Alfieri jams it alongside the boards, and it trickles back out to center. Jenkins there. Aiden Owen peels it off. Aiden Owen protecting the puck, moves it back over as he swizzles aside. Sidesteps the forecheck of Channon, moves back through center. Owen back over to Alfieri. Alfieri looking for options. Sails one up and over Holstein's cage. Flag down over on the far side. Chap back into the Valor zone. And Monarch gets a line change. And here the long pass touched up by Carter Charles. Alfieri sweeps it in. Charles goes for the forecheck, and Chance, the defenseman, moves it up the wall. Back over as the puck deflects, and now a foot race over on the far side. As the drive by Davila just goes wide. Back over to the near side. Alfieri looking for the puck, comes back up with it, guides it back over to Morona, and Morona goes from his knees back to his skates with the puck. Down low, wraparound opportunity, back up high. Here comes Whitmore's shot, never got through. Morona again, a shot, loose puck in front. How did Jenkins not put that away? Jenkins with an opportunity, Whitmore with the puck, Morona with the pass, and Barnes picks it back up. Barnes on the near side, angles one over to the far side, and it comes back out to center. As the long stick there of Den Hartog on that forecheck. Den Hartog retreats, the puck tapped aside, picked back up by Wiener, but it's touched up with a hand pass. Whistle blown, 12 minutes straight up. What a game, Mike.
As good as these kids are, as talented they are, that was almost an open net backhand, and he shot it wide the other side.
And here's the thing with Jenkins. Jenkins leads this team with 2 goals. Well, he and Charles on that line. Jenkins has been stellar. What an opportunity. Sure looks easier than it is. Here it is. Maddox Charles with the shot. That one drifts wide. And Fekete chops it back down into the corner. Scooped back up by Felt, and he motors up through center ice. Felt with some speed is pinched off the puck all the way back to Robinson. Robinson sails one back over to Muir. Muir taps it ahead. Fekete with Maddox Charles on his left. Maddox Charles right back. Picked back up. Squared up, the shot by Barnes just misses wide. Maddox Charles tries to move it back up the wall. Held up there by and peeled off. It's Fekete. Fekete with the puck. Looking for options just over the glove of Holstein. Puck is picked back up and moved out by Saul, up alongside the mid-ice boards, and back over to Muir. Muir's pass beyond the reach of Maddox Charles, weaving his way through. Stepping in is Swale, the defenseman. Swale brings it in, poked off by Aiden Owen. And Jeremy Muir on the far side guides it back over to Barnes. Barnes works it in and sweeps it in as Valor gets 3/5 of a line change over on the far side. Morona chops it in, tag up by Coveney, racing in is Brooks Wright, swinging the puck over to the far side. Swale moves it back up, Valor holds the line, back over to Morona, the shot as bodies tumble, drifts wide, back over to Whitmore. Whitmore feeling the pressure, moves it back down into the corner, and the puck is punched the distance on goal. Robinson gets into the fray, sends a long pass over to Morona. Morona to Alfieri, tries to move it back down to Morona, and a good defensive effort by the Yotes moves the puck up and out as Whitmore chops at it, moves it back into the Yotes zone, and Brooks Wright has it poked away by Den Hartog. Puck back over to the far side. Morona sweeps in, puts it right in front, tipped by Brooks Wright, just misses. Another save by Holstein. Meanwhile, bringing the puck out, Davila on the march. Davila challenged by Coveney, puck goes wide. Den Hartog stretches in. Whitmore chops at it and moves it back out to center. Coveney up ahead. Whitmore with the puck, tries to tap it ahead. Defensively, here comes Trey Chance. Chance taken off the puck, and Whitmore brings it right back in one more time. Puck rolls in over to the far side, actually. Got hung up there. Funny bounce. Coveney with the shovel shot. Galushko pressing. Holstein holds. 9:20 remaining, third period, scoreless game.
You know what I noticed, Manny? There's not a lot of regroups here. if the puck's in the neutral zone, it's not, you don't go back to your D that much. It's a north-south game, and both teams are really good at this.
Galushko with a quick shot, a pad save. Aiden Owen in the far side, protecting the puck, is pinned up against the boards. Spinning away is Felt. Felt moves it along the wall as Wiener tries to jam it up, and it goes up and into the... As these teams, they are so quick, and the passing has just been terrific tonight as they continue to put on a show here for the crowd. As Galushko taps it back, reverse to the near side. Tarosian rings it around to the far side boards, and waiting for it is Olofsson. Olofsson tied up by Larson. Walsh on the low side, and Felt on the low side for the Monarch. As Aiden Owen steps in from his deep position, puck is sent up, but it was on Larson's backhand, and the puck goes the distance. Cooper Robinson sails one off the glass, takes a funny bounce off the stanchion, and Aiden Owen sweeps in a backhand, and giving chase is a matching Saul. Puck is freed up. Chan with it, moves it back over to the left wing boards, and the Yotes are able to break the zone. On the forecheck, Chan bearing in on Galushko. Galushko holds on to the puck, moves it back over, and in front, Galushko moving out, loses the puck there. Loose puck, poke free. Morona cleans up the spilled milk. Puck back over on the far side, looking for a centering feed, bounces off a skate, and ricochets back to in front of the bench of George Gwozdecki. Morona one more time protecting the puck as he's spun aside. Loose puck is picked back up by Freeze, tries to put it down into the corner, and Morona finds the D partner, Jeremy Muir, who sends it up and out. Here comes Maddox Charles, sweeping in, tucks it away. Maddox Charles spins away from traffic as he is taken down into the corner. Loose puck is resecured by Monarch. Back over to Swale. Swale, the defenseman, back up to Freeze. Freeze pressed by Whitmore. Puck is jammed up around the boards to the near side as it rolls back out to center. Muir is upended by Davila. Davila picks up the puck. Has to wait for bodies on sides. It's Felt with the shot. The puck dribbles, and Robinson juggles and pounces on it as he holds on with 7:10 remaining, and we saw Davila step in just inside the blue line, make a play, and deliver it to Simon Felt, or Vincent Felt, the centerman, who got a little mustard on that shot. So Felt will take it. Felt wins it forward. Aiden Owen sweeps it up on his backhand up the near side wall. Puck is swept back over to the far side. Ricochets back to center. And Chance with the puck finds Felt. Meanwhile, tapped by Whitmore. Felt's got it again. Felt trying to work his way past Carter Charles as the forward picks up a deep position and makes a play. Chase Whitmore with Felt bearing down. Banks it off the near side boards and back out to center. Den Hartog fires one back in, and Aiden Owen gathers it back in, finds the stick of Whitmore in the cross ice feed. Back over to Alfieri on his blade. Alfieri looking to take it wide. Carter Charles pinned up against the boards, and the puck is fished out and moved back up the near right wing boards by Rosenberg. Rosenberg moves it up to Rossi and chases, pressed by Freeze. Freeze is there, puck comes back up to the point. Mansfield chops, loose puck, picked back up and jammed back out to center. Mansfield chops it in, and Monarch goes for a partial line change. With time, Morona sidesteps Chan's forecheck, and the puck is set back out to center as Valor unable to penetrate the zone. Davila with a back-checking Morona. Morona seals him off. Davila maintains control. Davila brings it in, and the shot, it never got through. This time, the puck comes back over to the near side, and Saul unable to hold the line. As Morona has time, fires a pass to Barnes. Barnes guides it back down into the Monarch zone, and with 5:35 remaining, Saul glances over the shoulder as Fekete presses. Fekete almost pokes it free, back behind the cage, as Barnes presses, and Aiden Owen on the far side, the defenseman steps in, gives Brodsky the business, and the puck glances off the shelf, touched up by Maddox Charles. Again, no hand pass called. as Fecate from the blue line maintains control. Back inside the zone. Barnes has it stripped off his stick, stretches forward and finds Muir. Muir's pass misses the mark, and the puck bounces off, and what a funny bounce it took.
Yeah, that came
all alone. Up ahead of the play was Felt, and Valor is able to get a shot on goal on Holstein. Felt was off to the races if that pass didn't take a funny bounce.
Well, the defenseman was looking at an indirect pass off the boards, but it hit the boards at center ice, and it just went like straight out in the neutral zone.
It might have hit the USA Hockey banner over there, or maybe the red stripe, but there's definitely something alongside that boards. You don't see that often.
No, you don't.
Coveney with the puck down low, edge of the circle. Coveney back below the line, takes it down, looks for Brooks right in some traffic, picks it back up and fires one up and over Holstein's cage. Morona back over to the near side as it's swept up to center ice. Puck is picked back up by Wiener. Wiener sends it back into the far side corner, and Rosenberg tries to hold off the taller Morona. Morona rides him off. He's not going to get that call at this point in the game, as Den Hartog wheels away from pressure, finds it back over on the far side, shoveled in by Blake Freeze and chased by Morona. Morona jams it around the boards without hesitation. Brooks Wright looking for options. Stick check from behind, jammed up ahead. Coveney's got it, hands it off. Alfieri, the shot and the save by Holstein again. Puck moved back over by Olofsson. Olofsson has it tipped aside and swept back out to center. Davila on the march. One more time, finds Freeze. Freeze into the zone. The shot off the inboards. Freeze, a little backhander. Alfieri picks it up and hoists it back out to center. 2-on-1. Alfieri with Brooks Wright. Alfieri finds it. Brooks Wright, it sails off his stick. Just tipped off. Puck comes all the way back. What an opportunity. Put a marker on that one as well. A 2-on-1. And Brooks Wright unable to connect, and Holstein's cage was gaping.
We're talking about how good this game and with solid hockey, with terrific passing, and then Valor has those two opportunities.
And these youngsters playing a terrific game for us here, Mike. It is fabulous hockey on both ends. Who's going to come out on top? 3:22 remaining as Walsh trying to come up with the puck. Loose puck squirts free. It's Felt on the march. Little backhand feed as he finds Rowan. Rowan motors through center, challenged by Galushko. Rowan brings it in. The pass deflects off of a blade and back out to center. The puck off of Stanchion right on net. Tarosian has it. Tarosian marches up ice, finds Galushko, taps it in. And Den Hartog is there. Den Hartog with a no-look backhand feed, and the puck is ice. Valor gets an offensive zone face-off with 2:45 remaining in this contest.
Is it too early to make predictions, Manny?
It is. You can't jinx this. You can't jinx this.
I just like 15 on both sides.
It is
number 15 on Monarch and on Valor. Those two, my prediction is one of those two are going to score.
So that's Davila, and Davila led this team in goals with 11 this season.
He's a good player.
As Davila has won during the playoffs. Back to the live action. Puck comes up. Whitmore's shot deflected as it never got through. Den Hartog stepped out from his deep position. Here's Davila sweeping in. Maddox Charles, the freshman, holds him off icing. And Brooks Wright, who had 5 goals this season, has one during the playoffs. He's a center as well as Davila. And the referees have done a good job to keep this play moving. Nobody wants to take that penalty, make a mistake here. So they're letting them play, and off the faceoff, Brooks Wright is matched up with Davila. Gets a hand from Whitmore, who lays a shoulder into Davila. Here comes Jeremy Moore, taps it ahead, right, cross ice feed, off the wall, and it's scooped back up and corralled by Chance. Chance spinning away from pressure, moves it up the half-wing boards, and there's Brooks Wright once again resecuring it. As Whitmore looks cross ice, and did Alfieri get a piece of it? Den Hartog Moves it back over to the far side and stepping out. Here comes Felt with Jeremy Muir back. Getting back is Coveney, the shot, and it whistles up and over as it's deflected into the netting. Coveney was getting back to pick up the trailer on that. And you get a good look as Felt's got speed. And there is Jeremy Muir who goes down, and that puck hits the crossbar. And up and over the cage. 1:49 to go, third period, championship at stake. Puck back over to the point, back down to Muir. Muir moves it back up to the wall. Mansfield softly puts it on the half boards. Galushko chopping, Walsh has it. Walsh with Larson on the far side, picks it up on his backhand, moves it past Olofsson, back down below the line. Larson drags it low to high, back over to near side. Morona with it, doesn't have the lane. Back over to Aiden Owen, and the defensive pair reset for Valor as Aiden Owen wanted to get that one in deep, unable to. At the line, unable to hold it is Morona. Retrieving it is Aiden Owen. Owen almost lost an edge as he recovers, chops it back up to the point. Puck is picked back up by Chan. Here's the shot, deflects, and it rolls over to the far side. Yielding on the far side was Swale, the defenseman. He stepped back in and keeps the puck alive. 4 Valor players up against the wall. Walsh is stymied, and the puck is pried free. Back over to the near side. Saul with the puck and the head up. Sails one in, and this time Cooper Robinson calls for a fair catch. 42 seconds remaining in this third period. Valor and Monarch, 0-0 deadlock championship game. And so Brodsky will take this faceoff, going up against Jenkins. And Brodsky almost found the side of the Cooper's cage. That puck sent out of the zone. Carter Charles there. Alfieri with the puck. Guides it back over. Tarosian, the defenseman, steps into the zone. The shot fought off by Holstein. Puck is back down into the near side corner as Jenkins continues to battle. Tarosian with the puck. Wrap around. Just goes high. Carter Charles a drive. Puck back up. Muir's shot. Deflected. Never got through. Tarosian in deep. Alfieri's no-look pass, and the puck is sailed up and out of play and into the rafters. 9 seconds remaining. Offensive zone face-off for Coach George Gwozdecki. James Dexter matches lines and comes out, and that puck went off a Valor stick and up and into the rafters. Aiden Owen making his case. Morona sets up on the right side, and they find him. Here comes Morona. Morona with the long stick, squares up. His shot deflects off of Mansfield. And back over to the far side as the puck is punched back down as the buzzer sounds. 0-0 after 3 full periods. What a game we have. And Mike, these two teams will set up for an overtime. Of course, Monarch has an overtime win in these playoffs, as getting the goal was Reed Taylor, and Monarch is without Reed Taylor here this evening. So you talk about who the likely heroes are.
I like 15 on both teams, or on each team, and I like Monarch's goaltender. I think that he might be in Valor's head a little bit. Valor had those 2 glorious open looks, and they missed both of those. Now, Monarch had similarly good chances, but I like 15 on both sides. But what a hockey game! What a hockey game!
Terrific game. It's been fantastic, and I'm going to look towards the defenseman, and I'm going to look and. I think Valor's defenseman might get it, and I'm going to go with Nicholas Morona on one side. And on the opposite side, if it is Monarch, I'm going to go with Vincent Felt. So there's my choices. Is Felt.
You got 2 defense. I got the two stud forwards, number 15.
Well, I got Morona, a defenseman, and Felt a forward. Right, so here we go. Felt is out there with Wiener
we're going 3-on-3?
Mansfield. I may have to go with Mansfield. Just saying. And here we go, off the faceoff. Henry Barnes is out there. Wiener with the puck, turned aside. And this 3-on-3 action. Felt going up against Fecity, Aiden Owen, and Henry Barnes. And what a matchup this will be as Fecity tips it away and steals the puck in the near side corner. Fecity battling two men, and Aiden Owen steps in from the deep position as Wiener continues to battle on the half boards. Felt comes up with it, pinned up against the boards. Puck has moved over, and here comes Felt. The speedy Felt has an edge. Felt comes in. Felt brings it in, and a save by Cooper Robinson. Robinson tracked him, and Felt misses. Now we have a 2-on-1 with Noah Fecity, but Aiden Owen going to the bench. Fecity with the puck, tries to drag it in, turned aside, and another one-on-one developing as Brodsky with the puck and the shot, and the save is made by Cooper Robinson. What a start to our overtime period between these two impressive CPHL teams, both deservingly here. Jackson Brodsky will take this faceoff for Monarch, and the puck is picked up by Morona. Morona with Davila. Morona holds him off. Morona's backhander just misses. Brooks right out there, sweeps it back to Coveney, and Robinson will hold as Coveney, and the puck is left over. Olofsson with the puck as he is stick check. Morona pokes it free. And Brooks Robinson gets on his forehand, as does Coveney. Coveney working it into the zone as he's watched by Davila. Sends it back over. The shot by Brooks Wright, just pad save. Picked back up by Morona. Finds Coveney. Coveney, top of the circle as he switches. Coveney has it poked off his stick by Olofsson. And Coveney will reset as he calls for the puck. Davila looking at Brooks Wright. The feed from Morona. Morona as Brooks Wright over on the far side as he's hassled by Brodsky. Wright challenged by Olofsson, and the puck is taken away by Brodsky. Valor gets a line change as Jenkins comes on for Valor. Brooks Wright with the puck has to wait as Jenkins gets back on side, and Brooks Wright at the tail end of a shift, as is Monarch. Alfieri with the puck on the far side. Puck right in front as the save is made. Aiden Owen right in front. Alfieri puts it on a platter. And Holstein makes a save. A game-winning save here. As here was Aiden Owen all alone, and Holstein tracks his stick in the puck. 0-0. Sudden death overtime. Muir with the puck. Drags it back up high. Guides it back over to Alfieri. Alfieri shot. A little snapshot goes up and out of play. Alfieri looking for the top half of Holstein's cage. And here you get a good look at it. It was handed off. Jenkins holds his man off. Jenkins looking for the rebound. But that puck sails up and over. Holstein watches it. Jenkins, Alfieri, and Muir out there for Valor as Felt along with Wiener. And on the defensive side is Swale. Swale taking off the puck. Puck is swept back over. Muir with it. Chased back down into the near side half boards. Guides it back over to the far side. Alfieri picks it up and peels away from pressure, and he'll reset at center ice. Jeremy Muir sidesteps Alfieri and then hands it off. Alfieri cross ice feed. Jenkins holds up there alongside the boards and finds Muir as Muir goes back to center ice. Jenkins with the puck in front of Gwozdecki's bench, shadowed by Wiener as Jenkins moves back over as Alfieri's got it. Alfieri challenged by Swale, hands it off to Jenkins, back up high, Morona's shot, and it fought off as Holstein makes another save. Puck is held on by Chan. Chan has Wiener up ahead, but he rethinks, and he's got Swale. Chan works his way through, jams it around. Cooper Robinson activates. Larson with the puck, and a tough pass as Walsh can't find the handle there. And an icing call. So with 3:13 remaining in this overtime period, Monarch gains an offensive zone faceoff. And so for Coach James Dexter, Valor remains with Walsh, Aiden Owen, and Larson. Chan, Mansfield, and the puck sails up and over Steven Strunk on the bench over there with Hogan Jones. And so we'll do it again, same spot as Walsh. And Walsh wins this one forward, but it's re-secured by Mansfield. Twisting pass down into the corner, the puck right in front. Walsh taps it aside, bouncing puck. Pinballs back over to the near side. Aiden Owen down. Meanwhile, the shot, and what a save as Robinson got the headgear in the action and saves it off the beak. What a save. 2:57 remaining. And so Coach Gwozdecki with Aiden Owen remaining, Barnes and Fekete, Davila. And Davila being called back to the bench. He's going to remain as Davila, Chan, and Mansfield are out there. Isaac Mansfield, the defenseman number 8 in your foreground, as Chan steps in versus Fekete. And the puck stuck on the dot as Chan spins away from Fekete. Aiden Owen taps it back, and Fekete re-secures. Aiden Owen with Barnes ahead of the pack. Watched by Davila. As the pass guided up, picked back up on the backhand. He's got a man in front, and the pass right in front is re-secured by Aiden Owen. Owen from the dot, back down to Barnes, looking back down low. 2 Valor players in tight, nobody high. Puck comes back down below the line, and Monarch with Mansfield spinning away from pressure. Puck is peeled away. It's outfield as it is Fekete. Fekete sends it back up, right up through the gut. Cooper Robinson with 2:13 remaining. Fekete with the jumps, got a man on the far side. Morona, the shot! Goal! Morona scores! Fekete gets the assist, and Valor wins the championship. Nicholas Morona gets the game winner, and Valor is the CPHL champions.
What a game!
What a fantastic game. And there you see Holstein, Simon Holstein. And Holstein moves back over from left to right. Morona beats him on the short side. And Morona, who said Morona was going to score the goal?
Oh, he's the defenseman you had.
Yes, I think so. So anyway, Chambers, that's one at 1-0. So what a replay also. Mike Shaw was phenomenal tonight. He's out of breath. What a game. Valor wins, and you got to hand it to this Monarch squad. They come in with a 4-6 record. They had a 5-game losing streak. This team could have packed it in, but they didn't.
I can't believe this team lost 6 games.
Monarch wins 3 straight games to make it to this championship game. They battled Valor tooth and nail, and there is Aiden Owen, one of the leaders of this defense, Alfieri along with Coveney. And this is a treat because, Mike, I have no idea what these boys look like, and with their helmets off, we finally get a view. And there's Walsh.
Well, they're all hockey players, I can tell you that.
Whitmore, Barnes, Chen, Maddox Charles. There's Brooks Wright. Galushko had a terrific game. Mark Ladwig. And there's Nicholas Morona at center ice, along with Jenkins, Larson, Tarosian, and Fekete. And there's Trudeau Coffey, and the winning goalie is Cooper Robinson, who has been the starting goalie since his freshman year. The junior netminder backstops this Valor team to the CPHL championship.
He's a good one, and Monarch's got a good one as well. Both goalies were outstanding. It was just a heck of a hockey game. Thanks for inviting me.
Well, thanks for coming down, and we enjoyed having
that was a lot of fun.
Having a wingman here for this championship game. So, what a battle. They're going to present, I believe, the banner, and Valor will have the as they line up along their blue line. as this Monarch squad. And both teams had chances to win this game. Both teams had terrific chances to win the game.
So Valor gets the Nationals bid, right?
They get an automatic bid, and we'll have to see for Monarch.
But Valor goes into the pure division.
Into the division.
I gotta think
into Division 1, they could get Division 2.
I gotta think Valor is a pure Division 1.
Yes, because
program.
everybody attends Valor that is on the hockey team. As for Monarch, there are young men from Boulder, Peak to Peak, and the other surrounding schools that congregate for Monarch.
Well, my point is I got to think that Valor's got a real good chance at Nationals based on what I've seen in the pure division. This is I mean, they're both good hockey teams, but
they're terrific teams. You've got a coach with 42 years of experience with state titles, NCAA national championship titles, but the players on the ice, you have 12 seniors, you have Aiden Owen, you have Nicholas Morona, and you've got a netminder that has been there before and won championships for this team. And
this is a team that lost the championship game last year.
Yes, too.
They've got that hunger.
They do have that hunger, and right now they would sit atop the polls here as they post a number 1 ranking here. It's hard to deny Valor. Final score 1-0, overtime game. Game winner. Morona scores it from Fekete, and that does it. Mike, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure,
and
Manny.
Mike
Thanks
Shaw,
for having me.
thank you very much to Shaw Hockey Productions. I'm Manny Furtado, along with Mike Chambers. Final score, Valor 1, Monarch 0, Valor CPHL champions. Good night.